we're just going to wait for a few more people to log in. So make sure you have something you can drink. And we're getting our cards ready. So while we're waiting for everyone, let's do an introduction. So welcome to, what is that, May 22nd, Psychic Circle. We're excited to give you some messages. Everyone will get a copy of the replay as well. So that is exciting. Welcome. I'll get started and introduce myself, and then we'll go around. Okay. Awesome. So my name is East Coast Mystic. You can find me on my website, eastcoastmystic.com, or my Facebook page. And I do this because I love it. I feel I love giving messages to people. I love feeling the connection to the spirit and spirit world. So welcome. I'm excited to see what message I get for you.
Hi, I'm Mystic Gypsy. Sorry, I was on East Coast Mystic train there. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Mystic Gypsy with 2 I's at the end. I'm really excited to be here tonight. I feel lots of spirit energy, and I just love doing this and sharing beautiful messages. I do have a name, Joseph. If that is relevant to any of you, please let me know. I do feel his spirit strong here, so I'm really excited to see how this goes.
Hey there, I'm Daughter of the Sea. I'm Carolyn. You can find me on Daughter of the Sea Tarot, Crystals and Tarot on Facebook. And I'm excited to come back tonight to join the circle, see what messages are for you guys.
Hello, everybody. I'm Misfit. You can find me on all social media channels as the Misfit Intuitive. And if you happen to be local to St. John, you can also find me every Sunday morning at the Queen Square Farmers Market in Uptown St. John.
Okay, so we're going to get started now. And what we're going to do is everybody will get a reading from all of us, and you'll have a choice. You can ask a specific question. So sometimes you're like, is he meant for me? Or whatever. You can ask for a message from a loved one on the other side, or you can just get a general message and see what comes up for us, okay? And go with that. So let's get started. I'm really drawn to Leslie. So Leslie, we're gonna begin with you. You can unmute. Welcome tonight.
Hi.
How are
I'm just
you?
looking for general guidance tonight. I'm really good.
Okay, is there any specific topic that you would like us to focus on, or just see what comes up?
I think I just need to see what comes up because there's too many things that I would like to know.
Perfect. Let's just see what comes up, okay? So I am gonna start first. I have goosebumps, like, you know where the wings are on an angel? I feel like I got the chills and goosebumps that are around you. So I'm definitely connecting to your energy. I'm gonna get one of my spirit cards here. Oh my gosh. And okay, so let's get started. I use my soul cards, and I love these cards because they let me know what's going on as far as the spiritual energy around you. And if you look very closely, there is a male. So this shows me there is a male spirit around you. See, and he's crafting. Look at the rose he's holding. So this is a male spirit who loves you. But look, you're crafting what he's also crafting. So to me, this lets me know that you are working with spirit. You are being very guided. He's helping you like craft and put together the ideas that you want. And it does show me that your vision is changing, but look at this connection to the other side. It's like a veil and you're moving forward. The sun is shining. Okay, so I do see definitely your third eye is being activated. So I think that your psychic ability is working a little differently right now. I do feel that you are going through a transformation, but you're experiencing nerves and nervousness for all of the things that are beginning, okay? Which is normal. But the energy that I see you tapping into, the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel that the energy, you may feel like it's too much for you, but I feel like the energy that you have is a very strong channel right now. And it's because you're coming into an end and a new beginning. So I don't feel that all of the energy that you're experiencing is your own. But I do feel that it is a psychic divine energy that is helping you move forward. And with that card, I also got the Queen of Pentacles. So now I feel that part of you is almost, I don't want to say fighting the commitment, but there's almost like a fear now because your baby is becoming something. And now you feel like this responsibility, but yet it is masterful for you. The Queen of Pentacles to me means that you're in a place of mastery. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it does have to do with your security, your confidence, your well-being, and what you are trying to manifest. But it is important for you to stay neutral. And that's what you need to do. If the channel is too strong and you're getting too much energy, then get outside. Okay, so the outside is calling you as well. And this lets me know that a lot of the energy is not of your own. You're in a place of transformation. But you do have to focus on what you are creating ahead. Don't stay too present right now. Focus on a week, on a month ahead, but stay present in your life. Do you know what I mean? So I see that you do have to focus on the finances. As far as the power that you're generating, it is transformation. You're in a place of transformation, and you do have to pay attention to how you feel, but know that it's spiritual, because I feel you almost too concerned about the health matters. And I feel the same with not just your health matters, but your partner's health matters. And because of all of the energy that's generating, I see a positive flow and effect. I don't see anything negative. So just pull back when you need to and ground. That's a sign when there's too much energy. It's a sign that you need your own space and ground. That's what I see. But as far as I feel the main message is not that you're just okay, but that this male, I feel like this male spirit is your father. And I feel like he's in your home. He's seeing everything that you're doing, and he's helping you spiritually. So ghost walls are going up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But I feel he is there helping you. He sees your vision. So stay strong, and you'll start to see some more energy coming your way.
Okay.
Hello, Leslie. So
Hi.
I feel some really strong connection energy with you. And I feel like it is a masculine energy. And it's kind of like, I do feel a lot of nervousness. And like I have the shakes, to be honest. And I haven't had those in a while. So I feel like there is like this energy that's kind of like bubbling inside you that just needs to come out. And what I'm seeing for you is that there is still some focus on things that have been in the past that are needing to be let go, because your partnership that you're in right now, he's really looking ahead. He's really wanting, things to move forward and ahead. And there's something that you're just kind of like stuck on. And I think that it's just it's like an internal balance that you're just needing to find, just to kind of like give you that sense of like calmness and knowing that like the future is going to be so good, because I have the sun card for you for your future, and which is like so beautiful. That's new beginnings, that's protection, that's so much growth, and like, you know, spiritual growth too for you and for your partner. And I think it's just reminding yourself that like all these little things and all these things that have happened in the past and all these little things that you're feeling, and I say little only because they all go together, and it's just like a flow, but not to like hang on to the past, just kind of let it flow. Because I really like, I have this card and it's called the Magic Stream, and there's just like fairies, there's fairies around here, and I do feel like you need to go out to water. There is some sort of connection for you where when you're with the water, you'll find that flow, and it's just kind of it's almost like holding a rock and putting all those like uncertainties into it and just toss it into the water and just let it go, you know. And it's just kind of like it just wants to bubble up, like all this positive stuff is just there for you and just wants to balance, because I do know that it's like part of your truth.
Movement. I totally am seeing what you're getting. I love that you're saying that. Wow. And I do feel like I feel like that rock should be some kind of offering to just help the energy flow and for you to connect to those fairies you got in your back. So I think that stream is calling you, Leslie.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. I can get to water easy.
That's nice because for you, hi Leslie.
Hi,
I got the 5 of Cups, and she is sitting by the water, and she's kind of spilling some of the cups back in. But I think that the 5 of Cups sometimes goes with a little bit of, a heavy heart, right? Like a little bit of grief there, maybe some disappointments and stuff. And I feel that when East Coast Mystic started talking and she said, hey, let's go with Leslie, like I feel her energy so good, that's when Marty came up. Maddie, there's a Maddie, does that connect with
Marty?
Marty does? I said that right before we logged in.
Oh, I have a sister.
Oh, you have a sister. Okay. And I hear this, I don't know about the one boy. Why is there just one boy?
Yeah, she has one boy.
Okay. So I don't know if, you know, how it's connecting to Marty, and I just heard there was one boy, the rest was all girls. So, and I also pulled with the 5 of Cups, the Hermit. So I feel that that's your light within yourself. I feel that you can find a lot of inner guidance because you're doing that healing work, you're doing that work within you. And I think that helps you, I don't know, bring it all in, like taking the time to heal, but heal your soul and also venture into what opens new doors, right? So I kind of like that for you. Do you have a lot of sisters? You have a lot of sisters. 6 sisters? Is there just one boy?
Yeah. Yeah, there's 8 of us all together.
Is your dad passed?
One boy.
And your dad has passed. I think that's why I'm so hot and East Coast Mystic is connecting. I am too. I feel a strong male spirit. I think he helps guide you. I think he's there with you. And I think he watches over you guys. I feel that he said there's one boy, just let her know there's one boy and all girls. You know, find that, be the hermit, take time for yourself to connect and you know, get those signs. Those signs are good. They're good. You know. And maybe that's why he sent you to us.
That makes sense with the 5 of Cups too, right? Because there's
right.
Right. And I do feel like there is a lot of energy and changing energy within your family and your family connection. But right now, and not only your family connection, but your community. So I feel that right now, you know, your place is changing, and you're going to start to see how people see you, how they feel about you. And right now you're dealing with them experiencing your changes, and you may not feel like you have that support or that energy or that celebration yet, but you will. So I feel like, as far as your father coming forward and what Daughter of the Sea was saying, totally fits with your emotional connection to people. And I feel that they are being prepared to celebrate everything you're doing. So you're just in that in-between state.
I feel that too,
I can
for
feel
her.
that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, Leslie. I see that there's so much heaviness with you, but I wouldn't really guess it with the beautiful cards that you get. Like, you get the Sun card, which is my favorite card, just like Mystic Gypsy got. So, like, great things are coming no matter what you're going through. There's always something to look forward to. But Spirit really wants you to fill your own cup. Like, focus on, I feel like you're in the wellness industry in some sort of way. You do healings or something like that, probably. And that's great. Focus on your clients, your friends, whoever you're healing, but also give some of that to yourself. Focus on your own health and wellness going forward. Because balance is something that streams through your cards too. And reaching out for support. Like, people reach out to you for support. You can do that with other people. You can get the support that you need. It's out there. People want to help you. It can be hard for us kind of healers to ask for help when we're the ones always helping, right? So remember that you are worth being helped. You are worth getting what you give and put out into the world. And Spirit wants to remind you that you're so much stronger than you think you are. You get the Strength card. Actually, you get all major cards. Like, this is, I don't know, one of the coolest readings I've ever had, I guess. It's really neat to see. Because you get the Star, the Sun, the Hierophant, and Strength. And those to me are just beautiful cards all together.
Right.
Yeah. And the Oracle cards are all about support along your spiritual path and getting out, socializing, finding those people that are going to lift you up like you lift up so many people. But just know that you are worth everything and you are so strong. And don't forget that.
Thank you.
And I wanted to pick an angel card for you as well, and I got spiritual growth. So that also lets me know that the energy is not just your own, that there is powerful energy around you helping you through this change, and that what you're feeling, you know, reflect on, but also make sure that you do take your time for balance. You have to claim that. Okay, so whether it's early in the morning or late at night, where can you have your time and space? And that's going to be important right now, because you are awakening and changing your life. You're right at that, you know, June 1st, it all begins. So get excited and trust what you're doing. Have confidence. There's nothing, I don't see anything getting in your way. Okay. I am really drawn. Sorry.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming on. I'm really drawn to Len, which is June. June, it's your turn. I feel so drawn to you. So I need to do a message. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're ready for some fun.
I don't know. What kind of fun?
So what would you like to know? You can get just a general message from us, or if you have a specific question you want to ask us.
General is fine.
General is fine. Okay, let's see what we got for you. So I'm going to begin while the others get connected. Okay. Whoa, I got goosebumps. This is a card I pulled for you, and I love this card, so I'll put it here and you can look at the replay once you get it too. But to me, the strongest spirit around you is a female, and she is connecting to me right now. And I feel like she is helping you. And it's almost like she's hearing your call. And I do feel like you are meant to experience memories right now. So be open to memories of the past and people coming around you. And I feel like she is a guiding spirit. And I keep getting the word Carrie or Catherine. So there is a female around you that is guiding you. And when this card comes up, the message of this card is that she can hear your prayers. So your prayers are being heard. And the interesting thing is there's lots of purple right in this card, which lets me know that your intuition right now is very powerful and connected to your spiritual family and your spiritual world. This lets me know that there's also help. So I feel like she's helping you with something that you're feeling. The hand is going into your throat and down into your heart. And it's also touching your hands in prayers. So I know that she has healing power around you. There is also 3 males around you. So you got all kinds of spirit around you. I wonder how you sleep. Like, do you ever get dreams? Because there are, right now, I'm connecting to four spirits. 3 females, or 3 males and 1 female right now.
Yes, I do get dreams.
Wow. Well, you are an intuitive one. You have the gift of knowing, so you know stuff. Okay, you gotta make sure you remind people that. But this lets me know that how the spirits are helping you. You also have a 2. The last person had a 2 as well. So this is a balancing energy. It has to do with balancing your finances, but also balancing how you feel. And this shows me that the next 2 years are connected to the spirits, helping you seek this balance that you want. But I feel like you're being prepared for a visitation or someone that you're meant to see. And that's, I get the 4 of Cups. So this visitation is going to be someone that's alive, okay? So it's not a ghost. But Spirit has been giving you signs that they're around. 2 of your cards have the hands coming out from the spirit world. So be open to connections and memories. So right now you're getting memories of people that are past. If that starts to happen, that lets you know that they're there. And the message that they're trying to bring you does have to do with how you feel, but it also has to do with friendships. So I don't know what that means, but it does let me know it has to do with people in your daily life and how you feel about them and how they feel about you. So I feel like Spirit is trying to help you so that you can feel like you're being better taken care of. Okay? And that's also going to help you feel better. As far as the angel cards that come around, there's a spiritual connection that is emerging. And one of the strong ones that come up, and I don't know why, but this male energy keeps coming forward, so I can't stop yet. And that's what I feel, is things that you are hoping to happen are still going to happen for you. But there is a loving male coming forward. And when you do get warm, that means that he's coming forward. And I do feel like, I keep getting, like, I know that you're logged on as Len, and I do feel like it is a Len that's around you in spirit. And so I want to pull specific cards from him. You got the Ace of Wands. So for him, this male that's around you is an angel, and he sees you very clearly. And this also lets me know that he's around you and he sees your future. He sees everything. So you have nothing to worry about. I love that. This to me is Archangel Uriel's realm. And Archangel Uriel brings us vision. And the next card that I get is the Judgment card, which means that he's also helping you break judgments about yourself, others, and how you feel. He just wants you to relax more, ease the mind, okay? And I feel like this season will help you because, you know, you have beautiful energy outside with the summer, but there is a balancing energy. He is trying to help you, and there's something that needs balance between you and another person. And it has to do with not just balance emotionally, but balance financially. And he is helping you with that as well. So there is protection around you. And the card that I get specifically from him is grieving. So he is, you know, he's sad and connected to you, like emotionally. So pay attention to dreams or connections from Leonard. Is it Leonard?
Leonard, but they call Len.
Okay. I got
My
goosebumps.
husband.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so sweet. He is so around you. And that grieving card, you know, he is around you. But what I love is the butterfly that comes through. So I do feel like the butterfly is a sign. When butterflies come around you, you know, you're being taken care of. That's a hug and a kiss from the spirit world. I always see butterflies as kisses of the spirit world. Okay. And yeah, I feel like that's what he's doing. He's around you. So ask him for dreams. Watch for those memories.
Okay.
Hello. I'm so
Hello.
excited. The second you came on, I was drawn to you. And you just, I don't know, you fill up my heart. So I'm really excited that you're here tonight with us. I also have this a strong male spirit around you, and my message isn't very far off from East Coast Mystic. But what I'm seeing is that there's something that you still hold on to about him, and that you kind of like you haven't really let it go about how he passed away. And there's something, and I don't know if you even know that you feel it inside, but it shows me your heart, and I feel like he really just wants you to embrace just being where you are in your life right now, and just like knowing that it's okay. And I keep feeling like he wants you to go to some family events, or if there's things coming up where you have celebrations or family dinners and events or something, or even with friends, social things that are coming up. I keep feeling like in June there's something happening, or July, this summer. Go to them, because he wants you to be out and about. And what I'm seeing is that you've been really hard at working at getting things in place, and I don't know really. You're worrying about things, and he doesn't want you to worry, because in your dreams I also have the dream card, and he's gonna come to you in your dreams, and you might not remember that he's there, but you also have your spirit guides there, because I also have a beautiful dragon, and it's kind of like they're guiding you on finding the things that make you happy in your daily life. Like, even if you get up and you do one thing, I don't know if it's birds, if you're like into birds, or you're into a special show that you like to watch. There's something that will bring that memory there, but in a good way, and find you some bliss, because like he wants you to find some bliss.
I love that you said that, because when I was listening to you, I heard, you know, like, seek bliss every day. There's something good for you to see every day.
That's what I keep hearing too, is bliss. And I feel like, you know, it's just knowing that things are going to be okay. And I feel like there's a bit of a worry right now about it, and just kind of let that go and just embrace the beautiful day that you wake up to, because I know he's there with you. So it's really cool.
Hi, June.
Hi.
Hey there. So I think my screen is frozen a little bit, or is it June's screen that's frozen, East Coast Mystic?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, everything's good on my side.
Okay, that's okay. Mine is a little bit frozen, but that's okay. When you were speaking, East Coast Mystic, and you said Leonard, I felt that I heard him say, hey, give me a drag of that smoke. Did he smoke?
Yes, he did.
Oh my God. So don't give him a drag of that smoke. Stop that smoking. So for me, June is frozen, so I can't see her. She's just a picture, so I hope she can see me. But I got the sun card, and I feel that, and I had to pick up my little book, because with the sun card, it says the sun breathes life into everything it touches. And I feel that it's the same with you. In my little book, it says, I am whole, I am more than enough, and I shine like the sun. I feel that might be a little message from your husband. And I feel that you do breathe life into everything you touch as well. And like Mystic Gypsy said, she said that she sees you should go out with some family events, because she does see something coming up in the summer. And I got the Queen of Pentacles. And I feel she's all about family and community. She is strength in family and community. I think that would be some feel-good moments, even though some days you might just feel like saying, oh, everybody go ahead. I don't want to, I don't want to go, or I'm achy today, or how we feel sometimes a little bit under the weather. But I feel like Mystic Gypsy said, this summer, take that opportunity to get out with the family and the friends, and come out and get that feel good energy, that feel good vibe. I think it's going to do you some good as well for yourself.
Yeah, maybe some music.
Can you hear June okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, but I just can't see you for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's probably...
The photo is frozen, but we can hear you.
Okay.
I think there's just a little message. I mean, have you had some tests done for your heart?
I've had heart surgery.
Oh, because I felt a little pinch in my heart. I felt like a little heaviness in my heart. Yeah. And I think it's just, and are you good now from that? You don't need to go back?
I had it quite a long time ago, triple bypass. And I do have a problem, yeah.
Okay, just take care, yeah. Keep an eye on that, I guess. That's just a little message for health-wise, just to keep a little eye on
and also for her to know that they're aware of it. And I feel like that totally matches with her card. Look at the hands going to the heart. So I do feel like she has a healing channel right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hello, June. I get a lot of really nice cards here for you. The biggest theme throughout a good few of your cards is balance. I feel like you take on a lot in your life as kind of the matriarch and everything, and maybe it's time to delegate and seek balance and just relax and breathe a little, because like the rest of them say with the heart, like I do feel a heaviness, but not just physically, but also like your heart's heavy from like loss and just dealing with all that you've been dealt in your life, right? So it's time to kind of relax and let go of some of the things that you may hold on to that may add to your daily stress that you don't need to be dwelling on at this point. I also feel in regards to health, like I was trying to pull cards in my hands. I feel like maybe arthritis or something you may be frustrated by. maybe ailments, like your health is kind of slowing down and stuff.
I do have osteoarthritis.
Yeah, that feels tough. Sometimes when I'm doing readings, I get kind of physical symptoms of the people I'm reading. So Spirit wants to point that out. And also hydration at the same time that I was feeling that I was really thirsty. So make sure that you're maintaining your water intake throughout your day, that you're not forgetting to stay hydrated, stay healthy, and keep yourself a priority. And, check in regularly with your doctor, of course, to make sure that you're as healthy as you possibly can be. But Spirit also wants to encourage you to socialize and join in, find groups of your peers in which you can do things that bring you joy. It's whether it's crafting or just sitting around and having, a tea and a chat with the girls. Socialize and join in and find those joys throughout your day, instead of focusing on, like I said, heaviness and things that you need to let go of. Replace those things with good things to fill your day. Excuse me. And really focus on your spiritual path. I feel like maybe religion has been big in your life, and maybe now you're seeking, kind of a reinvigorated spiritual path as you go on. But Spirit wants you to release some things and just give it to God. Like, lean into whatever your spiritual path is, whether it's a church, whether it's, the psychic kind of, the woo-woo side of thing. Spiritual, just really lean into it, and I feel that that's going to bring you some joy and peace in your days.
Yeah, and I do feel like she is in a natural state of release right now with that channel. So I do feel that you are meant to watch for signs and coincidences as well around you. So that you can just have a little bit of that blissful energy, just to let you know that there is support and comfort and healing and all of that around you. So I would beware of your messages or of your memories, because your memories and the people in them do reflect who's around you in the spirit world right now. So with that, I'm going to pick an angel card for surrender and release. You got for your angel card. So just know things that are frustrating, give them to the spirit world. They're there to help you. They are helping you, whether you're awake or asleep. They're aware of everything that's going on with you. So I love that these energies came forward for you. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed your messages.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great night. Okay, we are going to go with Gail. Gail, it's your turn.
Hi there.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Well, you can pick and choose what you would like to do. You can get a general message. You can get a message directly from the other side, or you can ask a specific question.
I would just like a general message.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna see what I get that comes up while the others connect. Oh my gosh. I got goosebumps, so I know I'm connected to you. Look at this card that came up. I love this because to me, of course, I know your connection to Sadie, but I also see this as your inner child. And there is something that wants to come out and go. So this card is also a card of transformation, but in a way where you are awakening. And I see this as a powerful card. You also have wings at this time and you want to do something. And the other cards that came up for me does have to do with the Eight of Cups is what I get. So for me, it does let me know that it is important for you to watch for signs and stay connected to your signs. I also get a female spirit. I feel like it's a grandmother spirit that's around you, and I keep seeing her putting the cloak around you. So that is something. I feel like that cloak, she puts it around you and also wants you to sit outside. I definitely see her bringing guidance on enjoying your time outside. When it's sunny, it's calling you. But right now in your life, your spirit and your emotions want to go somewhere else. They want to connect with something else. You're going into seeker mode with this. And yes, you have fulfillment around you, and you've experienced loss around you, but like you need something. You're looking for your nourishment, your food, your adventure. And that's what your spirit wants. And I feel with this card and this card, that little girl, but also that young aspect of you, the adult aspect is saying like, I need adventure. So to me, with this card, it is about seeking your connection, but it is about moving forward for yourself. It's about feeling self-satisfied right now. And that's what your path is all about. You also have the 10 of Cups. And this is the perfect family cup, the loving family. And I feel like the message about that is, even though you're seeking other things for fulfillment, the things that are going to fulfill you are also going to be a blessing for everybody else in your family. And I definitely see there is a lot of triggers right now that does have to do with memories as well. And those are signs. So memories are coming up. It does let me know that the next 2 weeks you are going to start feeling more energy and better than you have, but you're also waiting. There's something that you're waiting for, like you're waiting for that perfect time. There is no perfect time. So as soon as you can get into whatever this journey is, and there's 2 different things that I see that you need to focus or connect with for yourself, whether it's something to do or somewhere to go or both. So I do feel like you're waiting for that perfect time, and I feel like that time is now. Like, start your journey and let everything adjust to what you want to do.
Thank you.
The card that I get from the spirit is forgiveness. Okay, and sometimes certain cycles in our life come back to heal us even more. And I feel that part of this journey right now that you have been experiencing through the last month has been a lot of energies. And now it's time to let yourself release, forgive, and be able to move forward. Okay? So I do feel like you are in a healing state. And once you experience that change, you know, within 2 weeks, you're going to feel so much better. But I do feel like you have been on your path, even though it's been difficult, and these energies are coming up, okay? Stay strong and believe in your path. And look, I got finding for you. So there is something you're meant to seek and find and search. You're in a seeker mode right now, and that's part of your healing.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Hi, Kale.
Hi.
So, I see. So first off, you have a beautiful female spirit guide around you. I have the actual, you know, spirit guides card here, and she's sitting there with you. And I really love that it's, you know, surrounded with purple and healing, and just like, it's just beautiful. So I really do want you to acknowledge that. And I think that part of it being such a strong, prominent card coming up for you is that your spirit guide wants you to acknowledge them daily. Like make it a constant practice, and not just kind of seeking when things are hard and tough and you're drained. Like, do it in the good moments. And because building that relationship, you know, they need you to request their help. And they're so excited to help you, because I do see that mentally things have been really kind of tough for you. And I think that you don't see that you're in a stable spot. There is so much stability and growth and fertility and just all these things around you. But it's kind of like you're lost in the clouds, and it has to do with your own thing, like your own the narrative that you tell yourself about the things that you're feeling, you're thinking. And I think that what you're seeking is going to be through some clarity. And I do see that there's some sort of honesty, like kind of like within yourself, about like truths for yourself, your own internal compass, your own internal truths and the things that are important to you, and sorting out what it is that is going to take you for this next path, because there is some sort of decision that you're needing to make that's coming up, or I see it more in the future, in the next 3 to 6 months. But you do need to have clarity so that when you get to that spot, you can make it from an honest and clear place that's true to you. And I do think that, connecting to these moon cycles and finding your own path with your spirit guide is going to be part of what's going to take you there. And I think, there's so many synchronicities that are going to come up for you. And I see birds, like so many birds. I've got owls, I've got crows. So just keep your eyes out for those signs, because when you see feathers, butterflies, birds, that is your spirit guide there for you. So I really just see you connecting to that, and I'm really excited for you because I think it's a new one. So this is exciting.
Thank you.
And I have to say, butterflies came up again for you. And to me, I keep hearing butterfly garden. Like, maybe you should have like a little planter butterfly garden or a butterfly garden. And I feel like that is a direct message from Sadie, is the butterflies in a butterfly garden.
Well, and it's funny you're showing a yellow dress. I saw a yellow butterfly today. So.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Early,
So yellow represents power for the future and clairvoyance. And I also got something to do with like painting. When Mystic Gypsy was talking about the color purple and stuff, I just saw you going into this channel and just painting colors and just letting it be.
Awesome.
Hi, Gail.
Hi.
I felt like saying, this is funny, but maybe I felt like saying hi, Julie, or Junie. I felt like saying hi, Junie. But I know it's Gail. It's nice to have you again. And I love that Mystic Gypsy, all the birds, because I got the Page of Swords with all the birds, and she's just like full of new ideas. But when I see your name come up, I want to know something. I'm wearing, this is a little funny, I'm wearing my Nana's necklace tonight. And my Nana's an amputee. And I feel like there's someone with my Nan that is also an amputee. Would that be from your side? Is that on your side of the family that someone has passed? Or would this still be here with us today?
That's my dad. He was a double amputee.
Amputee. Wow, my Nan was a left leg amputee, and at 69 she had her left leg amputated. That's interesting. I felt like I felt
powerful. I feel emotional. Yeah, her dad. Wow.
Yeah, my dad had lost both of his legs at 70 to an aneurysm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think they're connecting. I think they're just maybe like they're just talking about it. Hey, look at us. My name just passed not too long ago, so it's been a really hard, a hard transition, right? And that's nice, because I feel that maybe your dad is with Sadie then. And when they were talking about purple colors and purple butterflies and all that, I had jotted down on my little note to go to the beach and pick up some purple sea glass. So I don't know if that's something that you did or you have, but to go back to the beach, to go back to the Long Beach and look for some seashells and sea glass of like purple and green colors and blue, and just maybe put it in a little vase together.
Oh, I love that. That purple would be such an amazing sign. And it's funny that you say Long Beach.
Yeah. I think I know which one you mean. I live by it.
What? Oh, that's really
I
funny.
live by Saints Rest.
Oh
know
my
where
that's
gosh.
So, yeah.
I'd have to look it up, but anyway, it sounds nice. I'm not sure where it's at, but oh well, that is nice. If there's a lot of sea glass, maybe go there. And I almost wanted to ask, but maybe this is maybe it's a little personal. Do you feel sometimes you stop yourself from doing things that might make you think of Sadie more? Like, do you feel that maybe sometimes, like, when we say, oh, you know, like, go back to that beach, or if it's something you did together, do you feel that you stop yourself? Because I also got the 4 of Wands, and it's all about celebration and releasing and together. And I think you shouldn't stop yourself. I think even if it reconnects you in memory, I think that it's a good, powerful, thing to do. I think it's just powerful. And I think it's a good connection. And I feel that she is there with your dad and my Nana, with no legs. I don't know. And I just like that. I feel that the 4 of Wands and the Page of Swords together is like, that you are going to attend a celebration. There is a celebration coming up. And I feel that it's also, when I look at the Page of Swords, it's mental energy. It's all about like mental energy and new ideals also. And,
Great. Thank you. Yeah, I do avoid. I avoid a lot of things that Sadie and I used to do, so.
Right. I think maybe it's a time to turn that page, and maybe even if you have to start at it alone, maybe little steps towards that, where you can do things of celebration and you can do things that, even if it connects you with your dad or your mom and Sadie and everybody, I think it's just good to I think it's good to reconnect and not stop yourself from that. And maybe that's why I feel the purple seashells. I feel maybe she's pushing us to say, hey, the butterflies, the seashells, the unicorn tail. I remember.
Yeah. Or
that's her spirit.
Little footsteps in the sand, right? Those are all signs. Right. I feel like if you do integrate what Daughter of the Sea was saying, you may find more connection and healing and just be able to feel that love that you need to feel.
I will push myself that way. It's kind of hard. And it's also hard because there's a lot of, there's not a lot of people that do what Sadie and I used to do. So I don't have a lot of people in my life that like kayaking, that like swimming, that like all the stuff, skating and things that Sadie and I used to do. So there's just not a lot of people to do it with either. So it's one of those things. I avoid it for me, and then I also avoid it because most of the people I hang around with don't do it. So
well, there is the Harvest Moon kayak at that Dominion Park. That might be fun for you to do.
Yeah, definitely. I know they've had kayaking down Dominion quite a bit. So
yeah, maybe you'll go down there and be like, hey, see a friend, and you're like, I didn't know you kayak. I don't know. I just feel like let certain ideas come to you, because I feel like those ideas of you stepping into those things that you did together, you are doing them together, and I feel like it will be healing and bring you the freedom that you need, and that. I think that letting yourself go into that healing place will help you forgive the things that you're holding inside that need to go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So the card I just picked for you is Freedom. And look at all the little angels around. Maybe you need to go kayaking topless.
Oh, that would be scary.
Topless shot, that would be fun, right? Even if it's for a minute. There is some freedom for us, when we're, topless out in nature, but let's not go there too much.
Let's go back to what I said, alone.
Yeah,
Gail.
we're gonna
alone.
We'll rewind.
at your beach. Go kayaking alone at your beach.
So Gail, I feel a lot of heaviness with you. Like I feel like I'm physically being pushed down. Like there's a lot that you're still carrying. I know that Sadie's passed, but I'm not sure when. But I don't feel like it's recent enough for it still to feel this heavy. I feel like there's a lot of healing that hasn't necessarily been done. Like you said, you avoid, and we avoid to kind of get through it. But there comes a point when we have to deal with it rather than just get through it. And I feel like that's the point that you're at now. Like you're looking for your next, like I think East Coast Mystics said, adventure. Like you're wanting to move forward and do all this and that and the other thing, but there's still, you have to heal and stop going through these cycles of grief. I feel like it creeps up on you and you're right back at the beginning again. So, and I feel like there's some control issues with it. Like maybe you're hesitant to reach out for help. Like you feel like you can, no, I'll just do it myself. Like it's okay. Like there's no one that gets it. There's no one that understands, but there are people and supports out there that can genuinely help you deal with the things that you need to deal with. And I feel like by focusing on your wellness, it's really going to propel you forward, and then you'll be able to do all the things that you want and have, your answered prayers for whatever you want in life, and a really prosperous shift in your favor. But I feel like it's the grief and it's all the things that you're still holding on to and avoiding that are really preventing you from moving forward. So I feel like acknowledging things, as hard as it may be, it's never easy. But it'll help you move forward down your path a little bit lighter. Because I feel like you've kind of been neglecting yourself and letting it go a little bit. I feel health issues with you, like headaches. My right knee started to act out when we first started your reading, and that's one of the only body parts I don't have an issue with. Like I have chronic pain everywhere, but not that part.
Osteoarthritis on my knee.
Okay, yeah. Yo, with the arthritis, you're killing me here. I'm only 32. But it's funny too. When the last time you were on was one of the first times that I got physical manifestations in a reading. So it's funny that you're here tonight and it's all coming on so strong again. I love and hate that you bring that out of me. So thank you. But do really focus on your healing and your wellness, and lean into both your eclectic wellness community and Reiki and stuff like that, but also lean into traditional therapeutic methods to help you. When they were talking about art and painting earlier, art therapy popped into my head, because that can be a great kind of gateway into healing, because it's art and everything's flowing freely, but it's also, there's a therapeutic process to it. So if you're hesitant about that kind of modalities, maybe that's a good step for you to get into to really help with your healing. And I'm playing with my rings again. So I'm not sure what's going on relationship wise, but I feel like their healing can benefit that as well. Because of course you both went through the experience, right? So focus on healing all around.
Thank you.
Wow. I feel like those were so all powerful and truly connected. I love it. I feel like I got that cloak around me. So yeah, I feel like, Gail, if you don't have a little shawl or cloak that you can dedicate to your grandma's energy or Sadie's energy, but I did see your grandma putting that cloak around you, or that shawl, find one. Find your comfort shawl. Trust me, it works, because I have one, I call it my spirit shawl. And when I just need to connect to spirit and just feel that embrace, I put it on, and it's like I only wear it for that. And it has built up such an amazing energy over the years. So I definitely feel like you should have a grandmother shawl for you. Yeah. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
It was good to see you and connect with you again. Janet, we're going to move on to you. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good. How are you guys? Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Right on. Well, what would you like? You get to choose what kind of message you want. Do you want a general read? Do you want a message from the other side? Or do you have a specific question you want to ask?
You know, I have to say I've really enjoyed the general question, because I think that there's a lot of beautiful messages throughout that. So I would love that. And I'm so honored to have all of you
Aw, thanks.
to do this. So thank you.
Well, I already knew you were going to pick the general, so I picked 3 cards for you. So let's see what we get. Wow. This is a soul card that I got from you. And I do feel like this does have to do with a male presence around you. However, psychically, I'm connecting to a very strong female. So I want to go into what I'm connecting to. But first, this card does represent that you're in a place of knowingness right now and ideas. So this lets me know that Spirit is bringing you vision of things to do and act on that's going to create the success that you want. Your eyes are open, but it's almost like you're having trouble integrating a couple different things. It's almost like you're bringing some ingredients together. I see you doing 3 different things that are going to bring you freedom, and they could almost all be a package deal. So I do feel like business and your success is something that is very strong. And I feel like that's where the male energy and spirit is he is trying to help you with, wow, I just got dizzy. He is trying to help you, but it's almost like you're trying to hear messages when he's showing you messages. So his ears, if you look, his ears are really small, which means that he's not very good at listening. And sometimes when when people aren't good at listening in our world, they're not good at listening in the spirit world. So there is a male energy around that wasn't a good listener, but he's a seer, and he loves you, and he's put a place of protection around you. But I'm not getting much more from him, because the spirit of a woman keeps coming forward, and I keep getting Marianne, Mary, Marie. Who's that? I feel very emotional.
Marie, my sister Marie. She passed away a year.
How long ago?
It was a year in January.
I feel emotional. So I know that for her, this is big to connect with you. So she has brought me the message of the 3 of Pentacles, which also represents the 3 things you should be working on, but it also lets me know that she's guiding you for 3 years. And that this 3-year journey actually has to do with a specific location. Now, whether that's a location you're moving to or buying or opening, it does have to do with a specific location. It also has to let me know that there is 3 generational powers in play. So 3 generations, these are spirits around you, all influencing you. Okay? And one of the main messages that I get is that you have to believe in where you want to go. This card came up, which is the 5 of Pentacles. It lets me know that the spirit world is very aware of what you want. You need to believe in what you want, the life that you want, and that your difficulties are being purified. Right now, any difficulties you have are being blessed and purified. And I have to let you know that it is all these things you're concerned about, or the chaos that's happening, is going to where it needs to go. So you are also a person of the seasons and the cycles. Look, the High Priestess came up. So you're meant to seek your spirituality, but also find the hidden things that will bring you delight. Find the magic. It's time to step into more experience with your focus and power. And I do feel like with the High Priestess, Making sure that you regularly go to water to get neutralized is important, especially around the new or full moons, or maybe both. But for right now, there is healing that you're experiencing. And as far as a male spirit, I do feel like that is a family member, but I feel like there is a spirit in your home that is not connected to your family, but an in-law. Is there an in-law around you that would be there?
A male?
Yeah.
Yeah, my father-in-law.
Okay. I need to pull 3 cards on him because he came forward, celebrating success and moving forward swiftly. So I do feel like he is moving things forward, and not just you, but your partner is meant to get into a flow. Okay, it's like he's kind of giving him some energy that will just speed him up and move him forward a little bit. And I think it's going to be a blessing for you. And this also shows focusing work and money and some kind of trade, getting back to focus. So this is all. And look, taking a break. This break has been too long. So your in-law is influencing his son and trying to get him going, trying to get him working on something, and saying, enough of this break. It's time to manifest something. So to me, that lets me know that both of you are meant to have a common vision of manifesting something that you both want in the future, maybe in 3 years, right?
Okay. That's love.
Yeah.
Hi, Janet. So, I'm now determined that, like, I've sorted it out. Your sister, when your face popped up and you were talking about you wanted, you were happy to be here and stuff, it was like I was washed with like a cold breeze. And did she have dark hair by chance? Yeah. Okay. So the 2 spirit guide cards I have here that are with you, well, it's 1 spirit guide, but the 2 cards, she has beautiful dark hair. And I feel like that is her letting you know she's your angel. She's with you. And there's something that you are carrying, and she wants you to know she's protecting you. You don't need to feel like you're alone. And the big message that she has for you through me is crystals. I don't know if you believe in crystals or if you're into crystals or what you're kind of doing. Okay, because I literally it's a crystal card and they're all here, and okay, so you're doing what she wants you to do and keep doing it, because there's so much connection to her and you through these crystals, and they really will make a powerful impact. Like, you have them there with you. I love that so much. I'm actually been playing with my quartz crystal, a big one here. So I'm really excited about this. And I also am seeing, though, I don't know, do you clench your teeth? Do you clench? Are you a big clencher, or your husband?
My husband.
Because one of you is just like, I get a TMJ, and it is not while I'm sitting here with you. And so this is for him then, because I also have the King of Cups, so it must be for him, because it's like he's very tense about his finances or his health or he's literally holding his stuff and he doesn't want to let go, but he has to, because I have the Ace of Swords. He's gotta just let things go. And I think really, like, ask your sister or his, whoever it is that he has that's passed away on the other side, ask for the help and ask for Archangel Michael's help, because there's something he needs to cut away. And I'm telling you, it's like I see this, like, just cut it away and let it go, because he's holding judgment for it. And he's got to just let it go, because when he does, there's this Ace of Cups here for him. And it's like things will be really, like, bloom for him, but he takes on too much. And I see that he takes on too much, and it gives him, I don't know if it gives him headache.
Yeah, I totally
because
get,
I've
like,
my
blocks up.
head is starting to throb.
He blocks.
Yeah.
I feel like he blocks
like,
up
it's
and then
heavy here.
paralyzes himself.
Yes, absolutely. And like I'm starting to sweat too, so that male spirit, does anyone have a Meryl? I don't know. A male spirit that's around him is just kind of wanting him to know that he needs to like take a minute, let go of control, cut this cord, ask for Archangel Michael's help, and things will start flowing for you. And I'm really excited that your sister is so connected with you, and just keep doing whatever's, crystal you're feeling, just hang on to it and think of her, because it's amazing.
That's beautiful. And it's funny that you bring up Merle. Did you say Merle?
Merle.
I was just talking about my Uncle Merle today. He passed away when he was really young.
Wow.
And I was trying to describe him to my husband, Larry. Yeah. And I was like, well, his wife, he's my dad's youngest brother, Uncle Merle. And I was talking about Uncle Merle just today.
He came out of my mouth and he wants you to know
he's
here.
with you right now.
Here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Get goosebumps. He's
And I'm getting hot.
I love it. Love it.
Awesome.
That's amazing. And the other thing I got while Mystic Gypsy was talking about you working with crystals is make an elixir. And I almost saw like a face spray, or I even saw you spraying on top of your husband's head. So I definitely see your sister having fun with you making stuff, and I do see crystal elixirs as being something that would be beneficial for you and people you're connected to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How fun is that?
I know, it's lovely. I love
Hi,
it.
Janet. It's the first time tonight that I actually, when you come on, even before anybody said anything, and you can watch the replay, I had to pause my camera, my video, to get up and go get my amethyst. But then I did it twice because I thought, if this lady is not into crystals, and I say, listen, you should get yourself a nice little amethyst, and I have this huge chunk, she could be like, what? So then I went back and got this little tiny one.
Well, you can get them both at mine. You can get them both at my place.
Right, that's where I got these. and I got amethyst out because I first pulled the hangman, okay? And I feel that she's I just love her, a little bit of freedom, but also an intentional pause, like letting go of what no longer serves you. And when everybody was talking about, your sister, does she go by, did you say Marie or Mary?
Marie.
When everybody was talking about Marie and then Merle come out, I heard, go get a birdhouse. Go buy a birdhouse. Go buy a new birdhouse.
I have birdhouses everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, and I just took a picture of the birdhouse up country, and yes, that's beautiful.
And while you were talking, as soon as you said birdhouse, I got her sign is the blue jay right now. Something about a blue jay.
My sister Ann asked me yesterday, and I didn't know where it came from. She goes, "You see any blue jays? You see any blue jays?" I said, "I hear them all the time." That was just yesterday. Like I'm drawn to the winged ones. Like I love the winged ones. The winged ones are around me all the time. But I haven't seen the blue jay for a while. So my sister Ann yesterday was like, "Do you see the blue jay? You see the?" I said, "I hear him all the time. I don't see him."
I think you're both. I think that is a sign for you both.
You're going to after tonight.
Yeah, and that it's her. It's family. And I can totally see, like, I got a blue jay coming to me today, and having that as a spirit message for you both. Wow.
Yeah, that's lovely. That was Marie's favorite color. Yeah.
I love that. I do love that. I think it's special. And I'm jotting down stuff. I see you doing the same thing. And then as everybody was talking, I did jot down the name John. I'm not sure if Marie is with a John. There is a John. I'm not sure if it's, where he's connecting to. But I just a name I jotted down with your name. And I also got the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups is, for me, you know, manifested dreams, isn't it? Isn't it, East Coast Mystic? It's all...
Definitely.
And I just feel like what she said, believe in what you want, right? Somebody said that a while ago, believe in what you want. Maybe I wrote that down too, beside John, whoever John is. And get a little amethyst, you know, for that, I don't know, maybe like a little new beginning. There's a new beginning, embracing the new. That's what I put, embrace the new. Okay. She wants you to embrace the new. And I know you have 100 bird houses. I guess after tonight, you're going to have 101.
Oh, this is just so beautiful. You guys, yeah, I'm just, I'll tell you at the end just some things that I wrote down. So this is just so beautiful. You guys are beautiful. I'm just so overwhelmed. It's lovely. Thank you.
Hello, Janet. You're such a light. I hate to see you crying, but I also encourage you to feel all your emotions.
We're all crying.
Yeah.
It's all tears of joy.
Good. I'm so glad. The cards I get for you are really beautiful. I first want to start with the physical manifestations because, of course, they're not going to stop tonight. For you, it was the eyes, and I wasn't sure if there's something your eyes are bothering you, or if it was a sign that like you're starting to see things intuitively, like you're physically see things. I feel like, because I also get the High Priestess card, like East Coast Mystic, and whenever I get that, it tells me that someone is just like the rest of us here in the circle. You're one of us. Welcome to the club, like it or not. But I feel like embracing it is going to do you well. Instead of like, you can look forward. I feel like sometimes you kind of dwell on things that could have, should have, would have been, but there's still so much that can, should, and will be. So focus on those new opportunities and manifesting, really tapping into your newfound sight and your newfound intuition. And really, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the easier it gets. And plant the seeds that you can, you know, watch your garden grow. And I get this card, the Nine of Pentacles, and it's got a little bird, and I can't backwards here, but there's a little bird in it. Oh, that side. I was fixated on it. I couldn't figure out why, and when they were talking, I'm like, oh, okay, this makes sense now. But I feel like, yeah, like the garden, the bird watching, like all those things are really, they bring you joy. So really lean into that peaceful, like divine feminine, like, you know, earth goddess kind of thing, right? Really lean into that, because I also end on the Empress card. So it's like fertility, it's magic, it's manifestation, it's divine feminine and owning your power. And I feel like this new spiritual path is really going to help you along that. So keep strong in your faith. I feel like maybe you come from a religious background and you're trying to reconcile this with like a spiritual aspect of it. You can do both. Like you can, you know, take what you need to get through and form your own kind of line on things. If you're unsure, or like, what am I supposed to do? Just do you, like lean into your sight and do what you need to do. I'm doing praying. I feel like you pray. Yeah, like pray, meditate, whatever it is that you do. But yeah, do it for you and really stay strong in your spiritual faith and everything like that. And lean into that to let go of unnecessary worries. I feel like you dwell and kind of stress on things that maybe you don't need to. So let go of the things that you don't need to worry about and be gentle with yourself. And I feel like this next year is really a magical time. Like a year from now, you're going to look back and just be like, wow. So it's really exciting. Just keep being a light, because you're an absolute joy.
Thank you. That's amazing. I wrote down before we had the chance to sit, and I was thinking about different things, and I wrote down manifestation. Like I've been manifesting a lot throughout the day, when I first wake up, throughout the day repeatedly, and when I go to bed. And then I wrote down Archangel Michael, because he's one of my angels. He's one of my angels. In fact, I have the kyanite right here.
Wow.
Yeah. I wrote down about the magic all around, and the beautiful magical creatures that are all around. And my husband and I went for a walk today out on some trails, and I took the most amazing pictures, and they were so magical. Like I found a fairy den, and I found, oh, it was beautiful. And I took a picture up in the trees with the sun, and there's actually a purple swirl with a green orb with a little being in the orb.
I love that.
It's beautiful, and it was just so, and I was just saying yes. And I, like you guys were talking about seeing, and I'm the male figure being the seer, not listening and trying to show me signs. Well, I got a lot of signs.
That's
today.
Amazing.
It was beautiful, and I came out in a clearing after we were in the woods, and I came out into a field, and the loop right in front of me, like this happens every day, a fox is running out the field in front of me with a crow flying behind the fox. And I'm like,
wow.
Oh my God. Okay, there's the signs. I'm just so blessed, and I'm just so thankful, and I'm saying that every day in my manifestations, that I'm so grateful, and I'm so grateful for all the abundance around me, and it came to me right in front of my eyes. So,
and you know,
and
one
then
thing
to
that
have this with each of you,
start a journal and write down your signs from spirit.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really touched, so thank you.
You're welcome. That's amazing. I want to pull an angel card for you and see what I get. Retreat. You're just talking about being out in nature. Look at that. That's amazing. I got goosebumps everywhere.
I'm going on a 3-day retreat this weekend.
Oh, wow. See, that was meant to be. That's meant to be. That's confirmation. Go. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. Thank you.
Well, we do it every month. Thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
So we will send out the replays as soon as it is finished. And yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll let you go, and yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we just have a couple that we have to do. So let's do them. So we want to start with was it Christine?
Did we already do Leslie?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get in this channel and
She was first.
okay.
So let's do Christine. Now, you said she wanted just a general, right? Or...
General, they're going to just regarding conceiving, and also, you know, I think she's looking to see what the cards say, like what, you know, especially if they're going to try IVF, which is a more expensive route, right, to try, and in an advanced step with obviously involving.
Look at it, there's a little nature spirit, and it's got them both blindfolded. Isn't that crazy? So this lets me know that nature is definitely connected to the situation. And it's not just with her, it's with her and her partner. Okay, so let's see what I get with that. So that to me lets me know that there is a spiritual force. That spiritual force is a natural force. It is recognizing what they want. Look at the face on it. Right? The eyes are open. It knows, it sees. So to me, this lets me know, like, you know, that nature backs them up. Earth element is our body, right? Fire element is our heart and what we really want. Water is healing, and air is the future. And this has to do with a winged creature. So I see more fire. There's the orange and the yellow. So that lets me know that whatever she's doing right now is connected to her future. This all does have to do with her future path. The next card that I get up with her is the Seven of Cups. I mean, and that's crazy. Again, there's the spiritual card, right? So this does let me know that her path is a spiritual path right now. But when I get this card for her, then it lets me know that, you know, like I do believe that this is part of her purpose. And I believe that finding what works is definitely part of her purpose, but her choices, the Seven of Cups represents choices. So this to me lets me know that it doesn't matter really what she's choosing to do, she's going to receive what it is that she wants. This also represents wishful thinking though. So it is a tough card to take in because it's wishful thinking and it's also what we want, but the images behind it do represent the power of spirit, and that it's important for her to pay attention to her knowingness and her visions, especially while she's dreaming or daydreaming. So this card represents spiritual messages that she's herself been receiving. What I love is it's also a clarity card. So the spirit understands like the shadows and the visions and the things that she wants, but the spirit also understands the real world. So you have to be very careful when it comes to your wishing thinking, and be alert about the choices that you're making. So if her feelings are saying, this is going to do it, then this is a powerful card. But if she's saying, this is going to, you know, maybe do it, right? She's not following herself. So this card has to do with being afraid, but also excited. And it also has to do with the things that your unconscious mind is thinking about. So I see this card as you have to have faith in what you want. I definitely agree with that. But it's also a reminder that while you're having faith, you also have to listen to yourself and follow your dreams. Okay, so it is a taking action card to attain your dreams, which I love with the process. But it's also a card that's saying, hey, what is your knowingness telling you? Because you need to stop fantasizing about certain things and face reality of life. And that's what this card is, right? If you're unable to make a decision because there's so many different options available, then you have to choose the one that you feel will be advantage to you. So it's important for you to make the very best possible choices. And it's important to manifest these choices with caution and care. Body, mind, and spirit have to be balanced with your decision. So if you're making these decisions, especially with it being such a financial decision, it has to feel right for you, or you're also just feeding those shadows and monsters. So this card is a huge card, and I do feel like this is a manifesting power. So you need to choose between your reality and the things that you want to believe in, and get rid of those fears. Be cautious about how you are mannering yourself, because the next card that comes up is the Ten of Swords. And I hate that the Ten of Swords comes up, right? And the reason why the Ten of Swords is coming up for you is because you're fighting your mind, right? Your mind and your heart, and it's all in a different place. But when you're asking about conceiving, it is about getting out of your mind and into your heart. And that's what I see with this. So 10 of Swords means you definitely need to believe in it, but there is a chance of failure. That's what the 10 of Swords means, that, you can't be defeated, but your knowingness, which is coming up in this, is saying, look, there's a baby in the card, there's an awakening in the card. It's about finding what you believe will work, not, process to process, which one is saying this is going to work for me. Because you do have this card coming up, I see this as promising, right? So for me, when the Sun card comes up, it does represent fertility. It does represent an easier ride. But again, the Ten of Swords is the most powerful card when it comes to you, not the spirit world. The spirit world can make anything happen. But if our body, mind, and spirit isn't aligned, and we're not being, we're not really following ourselves, we are just in a state of, you know, which step is which, it's going to make things more difficult. So holding the faith is important. With the Sun card, to me, that says that this is successful. Sun card is happiness, is success, it's having the joy and the confidence and living your truth. So the Sun card does represent feeling very fulfilled and optimistic about the things that you want. And if you're fighting a lot of fear and a lot of doubt and this naysaying, you have to get rid of that so that you can have more power in the things that represent the happiness and the manifestation and the alignment of your true self. So your pregnancy is about your alignment with your true self. And it's also about, you know, that purity and that faith, right? So with the Sun card is a success. It represents, you know, new life. I mean, that's what it represents. And strength and vitality. Okay. But it is about, you know, personal fulfillment and honoring those things. So that's what I see. If I had these cards, I'd be moving forward with it. But I would be working on getting rid of my doubts and my fears and the negative things that the shadow is doing.
Okay, so I do see that this that the IVF would be a new opportunity for potentially some, you know, a potential new beginning of addition to the family. But I feel such like a heaviness with this because I also have some very heavy, not awesome things after it. And I think what it largely is to do with is the mental state, right? And being aware, like East Coast Mystic was talking about the things that like understanding that every thought we have manifests the reality that we're living, and understanding that you have the ability to change that thinking. And for me, what I'm seeing is that this is really keeping you up at night. It is causing conflicts within all your relationships. It's too much the focus. And what I'm seeing is I don't know that necessarily this is the time. I do see that you may have another child, but what I'm seeing is that I don't know that IVF will be successful, and that it would be after letting go of trying through IVF and letting go of the idea that you're conceiving, like it would be after everything is kind of done and gone that it would arise, because then you've truly let go of trying to control the situation. And that's kind of what the moral of this is telling me, is that if you keep trying to control the situation, you're not going to be successful, because you're not co-creating, you're trying to force the creation, where it's when you've totally let go of all ambition of this and you've just given it to the universe that if it happens, it happens. That's when you're not thinking about it, that it will happen. And it kind of is hard, because I feel like the heaviness in your heart that this message will bring. And I can feel that, and you need to know that it's not to discourage you from that. It's just to be aware of like the power of your heart and desire, and your thoughts is really going to create what it can create. And I think that you need rest. Like, I really think this is what you're needing. It's rest so that you can like blossom into this and just let, you know, it's like you need to see a new perspective. And I don't know, I keep feeling like you need to talk to people who have been through this journey, who have experienced the IVF journey, because I know people that have experienced it, and it is a very tough journey. And I think that you need to understand that the potential of what the cards are showing me is that if you try to control the situation, it's just going to, I just keep seeing just wait. And so my message for you is to just, I don't know how, but I see that there is opportunity for you. So I really just think that these things can happen. You got to find your way and just find some sort of way to just let go. I don't know.
I love how you got the free will card for her. Like, the Fool does represent the power of free will, but here we're dealing with truth and honesty within the self. See, her knowingness is going to be telling her, don't do it, it's not going to work, or it's going to say, yes, you need to be doing this, this is it. But the thing is I don't feel like she's listening to those repetitive thoughts. Now, whether sometimes it's like, you know, if you don't listen to your intuition, it can make things worse. And then the other thing is the difficulty. If this is causing difficulty with everyone else around her, if this is causing difficulty, yeah, we both got these. So if this is causing difficulty not only for herself, but her partner, her child, her mother, right? How much difficulty is this situation being created? Because if it's getting to the point where other people are creating difficulties around this energy, it is not going to open up. Now, if it's a blessing and it's like they're not, you know, she has to be honest with what her mind is telling her. Any psychic can say yes or no and go with what we feel, but she's the one who has to listen to her intuition. Now, I do feel that if she holds strong and acts with balance and flows with nature, she's gonna have more success than trying to create something where she's fighting this illusion of the self-knowingness of the things that she needs to do that she's not doing, but other people are doing stuff. It will cause blocks, right? So I feel like this has to do with her inner truth. However, like I've said, I see her with 2 children. Your card sees
children though.
Yeah. Exactly.
But what it is it's almost like she's like what I see is it's after, like, it's not soon, it's after all of this has kind of been done, and it's like I can see
it might be after she gives up.
It's almost like they've just, like, she's just, yes, that's what it is after she's given up and she's just kind of like, oh, I don't know anymore, I'm just done with it. It's like the universe then is like, okay,
now this baby,
she's ready to co-create. Let's put that baby in there.
Yeah.
I think that's why we all got the Fool.
Yeah, because the Fool does represent free will, right? So, I mean, we can manifest anything we want, but it does take a certain energy, and it does take us, everything takes a certain energy. So I do feel like she really needs to follow herself right now.
I feel the same thing, because as you both were talking, Mystic Gypsy and East Coast, I got the 8 of Pentacles, and I feel that, you know, she's really putting it all together. She's sitting in front of her desk, you know, the moons, all the cycle of the moons. She is, you know, doing every step that she could possibly take, every step that she could possibly take to get this to work. And what else could we do to get this to work? And you said something a while ago about, you know, I put a little note, work with the magic of the universe, not against it. Okay. And I feel that, that's why I got the 10 of Wands and all these books. I feel that that's what it's going through the, I think she told me she was doing acupuncture, and she's taking a lot of vitamins right now, and she's doing everything she can, naturopath, and all the proper steps, which are probably good because those are all natural. They're healing. They're going to probably help her body become a little bit healthier as well. But I also feel the need to almost like tell her, throw the books for a bit, throw the book, and let the Fool just be. Let the universe guide you. Feel the freedom.
And look, mine's a talent card,
get out
and
of her
it's the
mind
same.
with it.
It is about flowing
Right?
and just being connected to nature.
Right. Connect to nature. And I know I want to say that she has done IVF before with the first baby, and it didn't work, and it only worked naturally later on, and it was a surprise. So I feel this baby is going to be the same thing, but I almost feel her pain though, trying, because after having the first baby, she probably thought it would be easier to have a second baby because you've done it once, you can do it twice. But now the baby's going to be 5, and you've been 5 years of trying again, or maybe 4, and it wears you down. The first year, maybe not so much. The second year, the third year, and then it's almost like your mind shifts, and you're like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to take? Where do I need to go? So I do feel that once she releases some of that energy, then I do feel that it's going to happen. I feel the Fool always brings, for me, like the Fool is such a new beginning. You know how much I love this card. It's just
And
that
it is the power of creation. Like that's what the Fool represents, the power of God, the power of creation.
Let it go, right? Don't try to control the universe. Let it go. Every step you make, I put is a step closer.
I still say I still say I see a second. I still say I see a little girl. That's just what I say and what I believe. So I'm pulling an angel card on that. And I got blessings. So that's what I'm believing in.
There's not much I can really add to the conversation that hasn't already been said either this evening or through previous readings, because I know that you've joined us before. And I get similar cards every time, but backwards. I always say it's not a matter of if, it's when. And just like they said, surrendering to the universe. And
I love that you got the pregnancy card though.
Yeah, and I've gotten it for her before. That's why I'm so confident it's not if, it's when. And when you can stop focusing on the if and just trust in the universe that it's when it's going to happen, then you can just enjoy life as it goes and enjoy it when it happens. But I do feel Mystic Gypsy earlier mentioned finding a group that, like a support group, to do that, because I got the similar oracle card. It's a spiritual or religious community, but I interpreted it instantly as support group, and that was just validation. And make time for self-care and just be gentle with yourself. Take that pressure off of yourself completely. Forgive yourself, release yourself, absolve yourself. Just be nice to yourself. Because I don't feel like you are a lot of the times, and you feel like maybe it's your fault or there's something wrong, or there's nothing fucking wrong with you. Just chill. I try not to swear during readings, but there's nothing fucking wrong with you. Just be gentle with yourself and be your authentic self. Live happily. In the meantime, just trust in the universe and let yourself sparkle and shine, and just focus on being healthy just for the sake of being healthy. But really focus on your wellness. And I feel like food is something that could be focused on more, in regards to wellness. And just watching what you eat and how that can affect your health and maybe even your fertility. But focus on wellness just for wellness sakes, not necessarily with pregnancy in mind, right? Just be the healthiest version of you so that when it does happen, you're ready and you can be the best that you can be for your children. Because like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's when. And I hope that you can take that pressure off yourself because it feels heavy.
East Coast Mystic,
Yes.
does bacon mean anything?
What?
Would the smell of bacon mean anything?
It means you're
specific?
pregnant.
Well, that's what I keep smelling, and I'm fixed, so I can't even be pregnant.
You know what? And while Misfit was doing her reading, she said when. I asked when, and I got these 3 cards, which lets me know 2 to 6 months is when she's going to be she's going to have her knowingness. Like, yes, this is where I want. So I want to say 2 to 6 months is when I see conception. It can be any time.
When Misfit was talking about feeling that about the support groups, I had this like thing come, and it was almost like through talking to these people, she's able to let that piece go that she hasn't been able, that missing, that little piece to just kind of give it, and so that she can just let it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't even know if it's a local support group. I almost see her being able to find something like online or a Facebook or a Zoom thing. And it just kind of is something that helps her get into the right mindset.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be in person talking.
No.
Yeah.
And I got freedom for her. So I feel like she's there. I feel like, she just has to get rid of that. We create our own roadblocks. Like if we think in a negative way or one thing is off, it can create a block. I've lived it. I know it. But my prediction is 2 to 6 months. Okay, I think we have one more. Let me check. Where's our list? Is there one more? No, 2 more. So we have Rod. Let's do Rod next. So Rod, I believe, wanted a general, right?
Right.
Let's see if I get any cups. So I'm going to start with Rod and see what we get. Whoa. Look at the card I got. There he is. Okay, look at all his knowingness, and then he's petting this thing. So that usually represents something that is petting the wrong pet. So it's like petting the wrong, it's like, no, you're petting the wrong thing. So I'm pulling 3 cards. So this also, of course, in this card, I definitely see, if you look in the corner there is a male figure with him. So this does let me know that he is very much guided. But there is some kind of mischievous energy that is not allowing him to move forward. He is ready to move forward, but his eyes are closed in this card. Like he knows he shouldn't be petting that thing, but he's petting it with his eyes closed. So I think there's a lot of symbology and meaning in that. And the 9 of Wands comes up. So this is something that is, the energy that I'm getting for him is quite serious, because it does have to do with how he's thinking. And again, holding on to the past, not being able to move forward, but then releasing the faith, not having the faith in the things that he wants to manifest. And it's like, well, you can't manifest the things that aren't right for you. And so the 9 of Wands is big when it comes up to that for his life. Okay, this lets me know that he feels like he's at his last stand, right? But yet he's meant to still use his persistence and his energy and that feeling of moving forward. He knows what success feels like. He knows what his flow feels like, but he's fallen into this last stand energy. He feels fatigued, and the reverse energy of that creates stubbornness and being defensive and refusing to compromise or refusing to give up. And this card is speaking very loudly that there is something that you are meant to give up so that you can move in the right direction. So even though there is this energy and this fatigue, and it's kind of, actually, I look at it like it's kind of an injury, because you seem like you're ready, but yet you keep creating these battles. And it's because your desires are so strong to win something that's not yours. So you all of a sudden get fatigued, because when you're going after the wrong things, our energy gets sucked dry. That includes our hope and our determination. So this lets me know that when this card comes up, you do have to kind of turn around and have hope and look for something that's yours, not somebody else's. And this card represents taking your life right now and losing your balance of what you are using as almost like a routine, and take your life, because this card represents your life, and letting go of whatever is your determination is fighting. Okay, so there is something that you do have to let go of to win this battle. And because it is a 9, it does let me know that when it comes to love, your loving relationship and someone that you are meant to connect with does require work. That love isn't easy, but it is about self-improvement. And when this card comes up, and with that little thing you're petting, you're not moving into the place of self-improvement, unfortunately. And the energy is betraying you. And that this energy, because it's coming up, that this is actually something that you should mistrust, but you're not. So it is a warning card, because it can create more difficulty. And not only does this affect you in your love life, but it's going to make you exhausted from work. It's also going to make you feel drained. And it's because you're going in the wrong direction. The correct direction comes up as the Knight of Wands. So same suit, okay, but different card. And so when the Knight of Wands comes up, the Knight always has to do with experience. So you're actually meant to experience and have an experience that's going to put you in the right action, that's got energy, that's charming. All of a sudden you're the charming hero, right? You still have a little bit of a rebellious energy, but this card represents a free spirit, and it also represents being ready for that action. But you aren't ready for this action because you're petting the wrong pet. So this card lets me know, as far as relationship, you're meant to be fearless. You're meant to, have fun. And I do feel that your next relationship is going to be a little bit erratic. There may be more passion and energy in the work, but it's for you. This is your energy. And the person that's coming in is meant to be charming, and they're passionate, and they like action, and they like taking risks. So this card is coming up as an experience, something that you don't seek and find yourself, but you experience in life. The next card I got is the Moon, which has to do with your identification. Think about that. Okay, if you're petting the wrong pet, what kind of identification are you going to receive from that? Where if you find your own pet out in your path, right? You can't take the neighbor's dog, but you can go find your own dog. Then you're going to have your true story. So this to me lets me know that you are meant to focus on relationships, okay? And that is the focus for you and how you want to live your life. But when the Moon card comes up, it is all about your identification. And what you're focusing on now is not part of that true identification of who you are meant to be in your future. So I do feel like you are meant to seek new experiences and new people in your life. When the Moon card comes up for me, And I know I'm talking a lot, but I have to, because I do feel like this information is connected to your father. I feel like, you know, you have to follow your intuition on where you need to go, but your intuition is distracted and confused, and it's addicted to illusion and secrets. And this card means that the spirit world recognizes that maybe you've led yourself off of your path, but there is another path, and that path does represent what you're meant to experience, like your possibility, your path. And right now you're kind of fighting between the conscious mind and the unconscious mind, the tamed you and the untamed you, where you need to take a look more at the forces of what you're creating for your future and your family, the forces of good and the forces of evil, because this card does represent something that is keeping you away from receiving the good in your life. And it's important for you to distinguish that right now. So with the moon's energy, there is complicated romance, there's uncertainty, and there's meant to be that with these cards that come up. But when it comes to, you know, being single and moving forward, you have to break that hook, because it's causing fear and anxiety of something new. And right now, there's power to create your future. But you have to get rid of this self-deception. And that self-deception, again, it's almost like the last reading. There's things that must be let go, and the negative energies and the draining energies will be released from you and turned into something good. So you are meant to experience meeting someone. That's what I see. Your life is about meeting someone right now, but it is about breaking something negative. You can't have positive and negative and expect, you know, your thing when it's not. So all I see is break the deception, break free.
Hello. So my reading isn't far off of East Coast Mystics. There's a lot of similarity stuff that I'm seeing in here, but I keep hearing it's not the time for her, and I'm not taking that as a specific person. What I see and what I get from it is it's not the time for you to be with a woman. It's not the time for you to have a relationship, because what I'm seeing here is in your home life, I have the Tower card. There is a lot of things that are falling down around you and it is very heavy, and things are happening that you're meant to see, but you're not seeing them because you're focused on something else. And it's hard for you to be able to see the things that are happening at home that you need to see and that you need to connect with. And I do see it as a female, so I'm assuming it is one of your daughters, and there is a connection that you're needing to connect with her, but it's almost as if you're trying to, but you can't, because it's like a near miss. You don't know what it is, and you're not going to be able to see that until you can get rid of the things that you need to get rid of, that the universe is asking you to get rid of, which is, I'm assuming, because I also have another female in my cards, is a woman. And it's not the time for her or any woman right now other than your daughter. And the cards are showing me that it's a metamorphosis time for her, and that it is an integral part for you to be this King of Wands, to be supportive, to be trustworthy, to be there to be present. And it's hard to be present when your mind is, and your heart, because your heart here is searching for love. It wants love, but there's the need to, these cards are showing me that, and Spirit is telling me that you won't find what you're seeking in your heart with this other person. You just won't. It's not here. She just brings destruction and distraction. And even though it doesn't feel like it and you can't see it, because this is you can't see what's actually happening in your mind and what's actually happening and what you need to pay attention to. But you have the ability, because I also have the High Priestess. So it's kind of like, but you just aren't listening. And the more that you don't listen, this is happening, and this will keep happening, and it will get worse. And I can't stress that enough, that if you don't listen, it's going to get worse, because there is good things on the other side of tapping in and connecting to your intuition. And it's really hard to feel safe in your outside world if you're not feeling safe in your heart and in your soul. And I think for me, what I'm seeing with your daughter is that there's outside help that you're needing to seek for her. And there is, I almost see it as counseling, maybe, I don't know. I also feel like her friend group or lack of friend group, one or the other, is an issue. And that could be a point of, she's feeling unseen is what I hear. If she's feeling unseen, and there's something to do with, I'm assuming you're separated, so there's something to do with that dynamic. And sometimes it's being there, you don't have to say anything, it's just being present. And and children will, and I know, because my own child, when we're like this on our phone, even though we're in the same room as them, it's not being present, and it's, even if she doesn't want to, I keep seeing like a trip, like going on a journey, maybe a beach, maybe a park or something, and she doesn't want to go, and she's not into it, and she's rebelling, and she doesn't even want to come, and maybe she doesn't. But it's the fact that you're including. It's always the attempts. And those are the things that I'm seeing here that will really be a big part, because you need harmony. And this harmony with a relationship and with a woman will only happen once all of this other stuff has stopped happening. So I don't know. It's not a very loving reading this is, but it's about loving yourself and feeling that self-worth, because right now I keep hearing that you feel like you deserve whatever it is that this other woman, it's like the way you feel around here, you feel like you deserve that, or that's all you deserve, but you deserve so much more. You deserve so much more, and so do your girls. And there's so much beauty on the other side of the chaos. But you have to dig in and know that things are going to be tough for a while. But
I love how with his cards, I love with his cards for when it comes to relationships is like the Knight, but when it comes to fatherhood, it's the King, right? So the Knights do represent that new beginning, and the right moves, and then you have the King as fatherhood and playing that role, right?
Well, and it's like with the King of Wands, I see him looking at his girls with love and admiration and just that fatherly care. But this other stuff is just got him so distracted. I see deception. I see
and it is going to cause chaos for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Wow, so powerful. I love these. I got the goosebumps when Mystic Gypsy was talking, because you're not from here. You're hours away from us. Here it's nighttime. You it's BC. Daytime. You don't.
Yeah.
In BC, you don't know any of us, and I might be speaking for I don't want to say too much. I know him, but there has been a bit of a woman in the background, a little bit reaching out, but I don't feel that maybe that's the right time for that. And I got the Three of Swords, and I feel that, you know, her pain, I feel that your pain is real. Like it is.
That's
gone
heartache.
through a lot of pain. It is. And if it's to do with a little bit of everything, being single for a few years and the wife remarried and the ex-wife.
And that's the thing is with what he's dealt with in his past, which I have no clue, right? He's got to stay away from that energy, right? That betrayal. Right. And right now he's feeding betrayal. That's what the Three of Hearts represents.
I can't wait for him to see the screen. And then I can feel that there is some chaos, there's some destruction, there is some heartbreaks, there is a lot of that commotion, including like the Tower goes hand in hand, I feel, with the Three of Swords right now. You know, him also losing his mom, his dad, his godfather, like everybody around him, right? He is alone, so he's dealing with all of this alone, going at it and not having a partnership right yet. And then I did pull the King of Cups, and I feel that that represents him when he was in, like, this is the rod I know. Compassion, patience, stability, you know, and I think that's all. He just needs to bring that back. I think you need to bring that back, that stability in life, the have the patience, but you have to have the patience.
Chaos is always the sign of moving in the wrong direction.
Right.
Or not having enough direction.
Until the energy shifts, right? Until the energy shifts, then you can bring back stability, bring back that, especially emotional. He's very grounded, emotional. You know, that's the King of Cups is a feel-good card for me. And then I pulled the Two of Cups. I feel that without this, all of this coming back into play, right? Like coming together, that the Two of Cups will come later. The Two of Cups, obviously, Rod, represents a relationship, companion, partnership, togetherness, love, everything that you desire, everything that you've been wishing for. But the energy right now is not right. So we have to move that energy, that stale energy. We have to get away from that. And and I know he does Reiki.
Relationships can happen anytime. His card, when I asked when, the 6 months came up. And the thing is as soon as you align yourself to your path, you attract the law of attraction. The second you move off of your path and you go after something that's not right, that law of attraction starts to diminish and you just start getting chaos. Right?
And I got 6 months East Coast Mystic the other night when I did a reading for him.
So it could happen. To me, it could happen any 6 months for him.
You know what? We talked about this. He was hoping to find love. Right. But he was hoping to find love like in the springtime. So then by Christmas time, he could introduce the kids. But I don't feel it's going to happen like that.
It could happen. I feel like it can happen any day, but it's when he's in his own space. Up until 6 months. And it's awesome that he may have a vision of seeing himself with someone at Christmas. That could be a clairvoyant thing, right? But but I don't see it as the person that he's got his eyes on right now. That's for sure. I don't see them at the Christmas tree. It's someone new. So I need to pull a card on someone new, okay, and see what he gets. Friendship. So it might just start out that way and then become something. And let me pull one of these cards on relationships. Prosperity. So, I mean, it's all about the attraction. It's all about his story. His story is not the story that he's creating right now. It's not the way his family and is meant to hear his love story. It's just, I don't see it that way. It's his own love story.
Hello, Rod. I've got more cards on my table than I usually do. Like East Coast Mystic was going on, like there's a lot to say. The cards that I have reflect relationship, of course. That's a common theme for your readings. But I feel like you need to get out and go socialize, go out to a bar, go dancing, go do something, meet new people, and have new adventures. I get the Fool card. Like, by going out and doing new things, it's going to bring you that new beginning and new sense of adventure. And the next card is the Eight of Cups, which is you're looking for the rest of your cups. You're looking for the rest of the things that are going to fill your cup. And, you know, by doing these things, it's a new journey for you, and it's going to bring you balance. Is another thing that comes through in your cards a lot this evening, is balance. Finding a healthy balance in your life between, you know, work, life, romance, all of it. It's tricky, but you will be able to attain balance by moving forward. And I got another night. I think we all got different nights, which is really cool, but they all indicate moving forward, new things. And ultimately we end up with the Ten of Cups, which is happy family. Like, you don't have to worry about it. Like, there's other things in life that you really do need to be focused on. Just kind of go with the flow and let the relationship thing kind of happen. Because, like, you're going to find your queen. I also pulled a couple additional, because she's blonde, by the way. And she's got her shit together, and she's got high standards. So you still have some work to do on yourself. You need to focus on communicating healthily to people what you want out of a relationship, what you're ultimately looking for. And I feel like there's still healing to do. I was actually kind of marveling at my cards that the Three of Swords didn't come up, because I usually, every time I read for you, I get it, and I didn't get it. But then Daughter of the Sea got it just after I had the thought. So I was like, yeah, okay, there's still healing to do. Like, I was like, yeah, he's doing it, but no. Keep going. There's still more healing to do, because, like I said, whoever you end up with, she's got high standards and she's got her shit together. But get out there and be confident and be authentically you. Don't focus on being what you think someone wants out of a partner. Be you, because if you have to put on that facade, it's not the right person. If you have to be anything other than yourself, then it's not right. But be confident and be self-assured and be yourself authentically. And listen. Like, my ear's been itchy. I saw East Coast Mystic like adjust her ear. Mystic Gypsy says, listen, like, listen to us. Listen to your kids, listen to anything, and listen to your intuition above all. Like, all of my oracle cards for the most part are purple, which to me is like that intuitive color. So really tap into your intuition and let it guide you forward in healing. And I pulled 4 cards from another deck that I usually don't use as often, but it kind of came out in a full sentence, which was cool. So it's up to you to let go. The situation will improve. You remain positive. So that was a really cool kind of complete message from those cards. So yeah, that's what I have for you.
Wow, I love how they formed a sentence for him, hey? Okay, so one more card for Rod. Let's see. Ending with Spirit Guide. So a spirit guide, I love how that comes up, because your spirit guide already knows who you're meant to be with. They already know that. So let them guide you, be more guided, and break the distraction. So I think we're going to move on to Lynn now. I believe that is our last one, right? Someone named Lynn?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's her birthday tonight. So she missed the Zoom. I don't know if they had maybe a surprise for her and she didn't know when she bought her ticket. She recently messaged me today and said, oh my God, I can't make the Zoom. I think I'll be late. And then I realized it's her birthday.
Oh my gosh. So what? She wants a general birthday wish?
Yeah. Yes, general birthday wish. And I said, don't you worry. We will send you the video.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I want to do, how is her year going to be? The birthday year. So let me start and see what I get. And it's a Lynn, right? Wow. So the card that I got Look at this. Look at the woman in her mind. So this to me is huge. I got goosebumps everywhere. I feel quite emotional when I look at this. And even though it's a birthday, I do have to say that her wishes are going to come true, and that this guide, whoever is with her, is working with her knowingness and her third eye. I feel like the strongest spirit around her, I feel emotional, is a female. I feel like this has to do with a mother energy around her. I still feel like it's quite fresh. So I don't feel like she's been passed for a really long time. But I do know that they are connected when it comes to their intuition. So Lynn, you are very intuitive, and you also get signs and goosebumps from the spirits around you. Now, I get a lot of colors with it. This year, I have to say, is about hitting new heights. You have the Hermit card that came up, so that also lets me know male spirit around you. But what I get is that this year is about reaching a new height, a new level of life in your life. And it's like your spirit guides are at a specific location saying, I'm here waiting for you. So your path is already protected. It's already bright. Spirit has some kind of opportunity. There's something new that you should be doing. I do feel like it will present itself to you. You also have the 9 of Swords. So I got 2 9s. That is a very strong transformative power. So this year, oh, somebody else got a 9. So this year is about self-mastery. And what I get is the more sleep you get, you can look at that card right there, means you do need more sleep. So whether you take a nap, on your day off, or you try to sleep more, that is affecting you. And the reason why it's showing up is because you could receive so much more guidance and connection if you just got more sleep. And if you got more sleep, you would receive not only more guidance and protection, but an energy that will help you conquer the things that you're taking care of. So it does show that you do take care of way more things than you should, that you are taking care of other people's problems as well. But you are manifesting changes that you want. So even though it's like you get more sleep, keep going. Don't stop. You're almost where you want to go. You're building momentum right now, and you're very guided. But this year does have to be about you. So I would give yourself, what are we at? 21 more week, and that is it. Then it's your turn. This year is about you. You have the Fool card, which represents creating and doing something new. And I definitely see that as something that will be integrated into your life. So some kind of skill or something that you want to implement. And there is opportunity. So I definitely feel like outside opportunity is your key that's going to get you into a new flow. So there's definitely something new you should be doing. And again, I don't know, I keep seeing Mother Mary around you. So I feel like, again, your mother is the strongest spirit around you. So I just want to pull 3 cards on your mom, or I feel like it's a mother. Mother Mary shows me when a mother is around. Temperance. Look, there's the mind thing. So you got to take care of yourself, stay balanced. You do channel the spirit. You got Temperance too? So we got 2 cards the same. So she's got mediumship abilities right now. She definitely needs to connect with spirit. And this shows me that through this season, as the summer blooms and blossoms around you, so is your connection. Okay. And I want to say that you do have help and support around you to get to your destination. But there is a destination, and that's a spirit, your mother, the male spirit around you. It's all about destination further down. So I do feel like this year, 12 to 14 months, you're going to be in a totally different place. Your path is changing right now for the better. And there is chaos that's being put to rest. I feel like this chaos has to do with someone else. So I don't know if you have children or if it has to do with your partner, but this unexpected change is a blessing in disguise. So whatever feels chaotic, trust that it is a blessing. So I get good things around you. As far as what you're supposed to be focusing on this year, it has to do with serenity, but it also has to do with your family. I get the Empress card, which lets me know, stay present, stay connected to your family, find comfort and serenity, and let the opportunities arise and come to you and just put you further on your path. So I don't feel things that you're meant to do. I do feel, though, when you make a wish this year, make it this year for your wholeness. This is, I want to manifest everything I've ever wanted this year. And the forgiveness card comes up, which I feel has to do with spirits around you, helping you, healing you, and helping you let go of the things that you no longer need to be carrying.
I feel that you were maybe connecting with her grandma. I don't know about her mom because I'm not sure, like, you know, I know Lynn a little bit from school, but don't know like her parents or anything like that. But I do feel that I think she has her grandma that might have passed, but I feel that maybe
Mary, third generation, right?
Mary.
Yeah.
Right.
What?
And I feel like I also wonder like if Mary is not in her name for some reason. Like I don't know, just when you were
it could
talking,
be.
I
When I get
like,
Mother Mary, it usually means the name or either like a mother figure or someone that's acting like a mother. But the Empress does represent the 3-generation power. So definitely grandmother energy could be around for sure. But I definitely feel like something opened up, and I definitely keep seeing like April 26th, and I know that that's not even a month ago, but I do get April as a spiritual power around her, and I feel like every April around the 26th a connection does come in for her to help her.
Hi, Lynn. Okay, so for a birthday reading, I see so much strength. I actually have 2 different strength cards, like from the 2 different decks, both have the strength card. So, I mean, that's beautiful. That's, you know, like you're tapping into that strength and you're really just connecting with your spiritual self, your higher self this year. And I do see with this Ace of Wands that this year there's new opportunity, new inspiration, new ideas for you. And I'm not sure if you do anything with your hands, but I see in all the cards hands and crystals. And so I don't know if she is into Reiki or natural energy healing, but I also have a healer card. So I think this year is going to be a healing year for you. It's going to be strong and just, you know, taking care of yourself and putting your own self-care first, because I also have the rest card. So I do think that you need to, this year is about prioritizing, taking that time every day, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour, you know, for yourself, whether it's in the morning. I see it more at nighttime. I see it like East Coast Mystic was saying about sleeping. You know, I do think that that is an important thing, because I do see it kind of as a sun setting, nighttime, that kind of energy. But I also am wondering if Joseph, because that name that had come to me before this event popped back in now, and I'm wondering if there's a connection with a Joseph or Joe.
Mary and so, Joseph.
You know. Anyways, there's just really beautiful energy with that, and if so, you know, that's a hello. But I do see this year also as a year of balance and kind of figuring out what it is that you want to do, or where it is you want to take your career and that kind of, you know, finances and career, where you wanting to go, plan it out. This is the time right now to like sit down and look, where do you want to be in a year from now? Where do you want your career to be? How can you balance it? and get time so you can heal and rest and get that stuff going. Yeah, there was something else, but it's gone now, so I guess that's it. I got the wish card. Make a wish. Your birthday wish. That was the first card. So make your birthday wish today.
I couldn't unmute myself. Hi, Lynn. I like that you said that, because when you were talking about her, and I'm not sure if she's into crystals or Reiki or anything like that, right? Like, I mean, I don't know. We knew each other as kids and then never seen each other again. And we've, graduated 20 something years ago. And I got crystals for her too. Only 2 people tonight that I did that. I just felt the need to maybe get a little bit of crystals in my hand while we were doing the reading. And I pulled the 8 of Cups. Happy birthday, time to release something that's no longer serving you, right? Set that on fire. Bye-bye. There's lots of water where you're from. Go to the beach, little ritual, whatever is not serving you any longer, let it go. It's time to move some stuck energy. It's time to move some energy that's not serving you. And with that, I got the family card. I got the 10 of Pentacles. And I love that card. I think it might be today too, right? It's your birthday, you spend time with family and everything is good. I feel that it's also a success card. Like, I feel that good things are coming your way. And I know we had talked previously, maybe even a year ago, I don't even remember now, but I know we had talked about your job, and I feel that, I'm not sure if you've moved up with your work or if you're doing a different department or doing something different, but I got the Queen of Wands. Like, I feel like you're more where you want to be this year than where you were last year. And I feel like you got to continue with that fire, set that fire into your soul for what you want. Manifest that. Get yourself a little citrine, or maybe even a clear quartz, and if you can't find them, East Coast Mystic can send it to you. She ship you that good stuff. But I mean, this year, I think it's your year of manifesting what you really want. I think the kids are getting older. You're married, you have your husband, you have your job, and maybe, I'm not sure, I know there's new things coming. I feel that now's the time to maybe do something new. Maybe try something that you've been curious about, you've been wanting to try. Maybe do look around and see for Reiki or crystal healing or anything like that, like a little passion of yours. Yes. Because we're so busy, right?
It's busy. Definitely about pushing herself further this year for herself.
Right. Like doing something for her. I feel like she always does things for others. Like, you just go to work, we're the mom, we're the wife, but we never really replenish like ourselves. And now we're in our 40s, like we have to, like, I feel this is her year. I do feel maybe Lynn is a bit younger than me. I'm not sure if we're the same age. I forget. That's how old I am. Obviously, I'm sorry. Happy birthday. I don't know if you're 42, 43, 44. You should be around that. But this is a good year. I think, 40s is the new 20s, baby. It's time to awaken that energy. You know what? Set that fire in motion, okay? And step out of your comfort zone and join something new. That's what my car is. I feel like I want to tell you to try something new, try something you've been wanting to do, and do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. And if the kids are old enough, you could even bring them along if they're into that too, right? Like, do something you usually don't do. See what Misfits cards have to say.
There's a bit to say, and some of it's already been said by East Coast Mystic and others. For you, I feel like there's been a fair bit of conflict. These 2 cards came out together, and it's so battered and bruised, and so I feel like you've always had to kind of defend yourself, and I just feel a lot of conflict in your life. but I do feel a shift like coming to the end of it, and I feel like a shift in perspective could help you attain more peace in your life, because that's followed up with the Hangman and him. He's hanging upside down, like he's viewing things from a different angle. So I feel that could be beneficial for you. And meditation came up in my oracle card as well, to gain a different perspective on things. Meditation would really help bring you whatever answers it is that you're seeking, and get out and socialize and join in with the Three of Cups, find community of like-minded people and have new experiences and experience new growth and stuff like that, and say yes to things. Also, throughout pulling your cards and while the other readers are talking, I'm playing with a ring, which usually for me is a symbol of like a relationship. I'm not sure if you're married or not, but I also get the oracle card that pertains to love life. So it's new or renewed romantic love is here for you. But also focus on your self-love, because when you love on yourself, it pours out, like your cup overflows, right? So that's a big theme for you this year, I feel, in relationship. But deep emotional healing is also necessary. I feel like maybe that's where some of that conflict has come from. But it's definitely time to start healing from things and breaking those cycles and moving forward. Reach out for support if needed. There's no harm in asking for help. There's no shame in it at all. We all need support. So there's, reach out for the support that you need through situations, and know that throughout everything you are so spiritually protected. East Coast Mystic was saying the words earlier as I was shuffling, and my spiritual protection card popped out. So that's just reinforcing that. Like, it's going to be okay. Spirit has your back, even though it's been tough. Like, there is support there for you. And really tap into your intuition. Like, really let yourself guide yourself. And I think meditation falls in with that intuition. I feel like when you take time to be still and connect, that's when you're really going to start tuning that intuition. And like I said, finding the answers that you need in life. So, happy birthday.
I love that, Misfit. I just want to say, where we grew up in a very small town, that we were never brought up with like yoga, meditation, crystals, Reiki, anything like that. Was very like, it's not even heard of as much even now. Like, my parents are still green to it. I'm sure her parents probably aren't into that either. And I love that these cards show for her to step out into that, because I feel by connecting with us, like she's already that one step, right? Like that curiosity maybe, or that passion that's within herself, within her soul, that she's searching to, I love that. I feel that meditation, getting into something that she hasn't been really trying.
Or even just sitting outside and connecting to the forces of nature. Like, to me, that's meditation. If I need to get into my own space, I just sit outside and see what comes around me, right? And those are all messages from nature. So I definitely feel like she is connected, but I do feel like this year is about her and she's ready for that. But it's also about just finding peace of being. And I think that's why Misfit was picking up on that meditation and just allowing herself to be. I agree with the delegation, redelegate certain things to your kids, you got to do that every once in a while. It's a rule of mine. I take a look at everything I do and I redelegate things to other people like every 4 months. Right? So I definitely see that. So I wanted to pull an angel card for her for this year. Signs! So she's meant to connect with synchronicities and signs and anything that comes around her more than 2 or 3 times, right? So I feel like her new magical aspect is tapping into the signs every day, like what signs come around her, and that is part of her spiritual growth and connection and healing and all of that. So I love that. Happy birthday to you, Lynn. I hope this is the best year yet, and I hope you enjoy our messages. So with that, we will end tonight's circle. Thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you have your messages. All of our links are on this video. So, you know, if you want a larger reading or want to contact one of us, feel free to do that. If not, get your tickets for next month, June 11th. We'll be ready for more. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Bye-bye.